We are here in southern Maryland, and we're going to be doing something today that I've never done before, something I didn't even know that I could do legally. We're here with Dan. Dan, Monday through Friday, is a software engineer, but during the season, anytime he has a chance, he pursues one of his main passions: harvesting oysters.
My name
How can you say no comment?
is Chris Pabst.
Why are you taking my microphone?
Monday through Friday, I'm an investigative reporter. But on weekends, I just want to be on water. Here, there's no professional fishermen, charter boats, or tour guides. It's just everyday anglers in search of those hidden limits. Oysters are big business. Every year, they contribute millions of dollars to Maryland's economy. And you can see why. They're expensive. $1 or $2 per oyster at a grocery store. 2 or 3 times that at a restaurant. Most oysters come from commercial farms. But you don't have to shell out all that money. There are plenty of great opportunities in Maryland for recreational oystering. You can catch your own. All you need to know is someone like Dan to teach you. He's been oystering these waters for decades.
Just fell in love with doing it. It's just, I love being out on the river here. Particularly in October, November, the river just smells just great. You have the geese coming in from the north and flying around. It's a fantastic time of year, and I just wanted to be out here.
We're in southern Maryland, Charles County, on the Wycomico River. This is a big river, upwards of a mile wide. It's very rural and very beautiful. The intersection of Maryland, Virginia, and the Chesapeake Bay. In addition to oysters, this area has plenty of blue crabs, stripers, and cobia. There's also tourism. I didn't know this until Dan told me, but the oldest Catholic church in America is here. St. Ignatius. And get this, the Manor House complex is the oldest continually occupied Jesuit residence in the world. The church sits high up on a hill overlooking the Potomac River. Just gorgeous. This priest served at this church before America was a country. Parts of this building were built in the 1640s. As far as American history goes, there's not much around older than this. And the best part is that the church is open to anyone. You can walk right into the past, going back nearly 400 years. Okay, back on the water. Dan and I had a lot to discuss before heading out. I had plenty to learn, and it begins with understanding Maryland oyster regulations. There's a lot of them.
If you don't live in Maryland, you cannot oyster in Maryland. And any state that you're in that has oysters might have similar regulations. So other regulations that are important: the season, October 1st to March 31st.
Correct.
And the oyster has to be 3 inches long.
Yes, from hinge to lip.
And it's also my understanding that when you catch an oyster, if it's not long enough, you have to put it back on the bed that you caught it.
Correct.
Before we head out, what is it called? Catching? What do you call them?
Tongue.
Tonging oysters? Okay. So before we head out to tong some oysters, I've never done this before. I kind of got to get an idea of what equipment we're going to be using and sort of how we're going to be using it.
Okay, fortunately, you don't need a ton of equipment to oyster. You don't need bait. You don't need anything else. You just need the tongs. And what I have here are, these are called eel head tongs. They're 14 feet long. And then I also have a calling board. And that board will be laid across the boat bow. And then as we tong and bring up the oysters in the other shell, we'll dump it onto the calling board. And then as we find oysters, we'll pick through and keep the ones that are legal size and throw the rest back for other oysters to grow on.
So we use these tongs, 14 feet long. You get over the oyster bed.
Correct.
And then you pull the oysters up, you dump them on this, you check the size.
Yep.
And the ones that you can keep, you keep, and then you got to put them back.
Right.
That's it?
That's it.
You only have 2 things. You have the tongs and you have this.
And a basket to put the oysters in.
You have something to measure the oysters?
I put some notches on the side of my calling board for measuring the oyster.
And there's one more regulation to know. You can only oyster up until noon. By 12, we have to be done. To tong oysters, you don't need a big or a fast boat. We only went out about a mile into the river, but you don't just stop and drop an anchor anywhere.
How do you know where the beds are?
Maryland DNR actually has maps of the oyster bars. Of course, their maps are of all the old oyster bars. However, this river has a variety of bars along the main channel. So it's just a matter of one. I'll keep a lookout for the where the commercial watermen are going, and then I usually just kind of eyeball where they're catching the most oysters. And
How big are they?
well, there's one south of here. It's probably about a half a mile wide, and probably about 300 yards deep. The bar we're on now is probably about, I don't know, 300 yards by 300 yards.
I quickly learned the concept of oystering is pretty simple, but the execution of it is not easy. We're in about 8 feet of water. We're using the tongs, which are not light, to dig into the oyster bar or the oyster bed. We then have to pull up the oysters or whatever else comes with them.
Wow, look how slow she's moving. This is a rock. It's about a centimeter wide. Look how little that is. I caught something. What did I catch? I caught a rope. Should I pull it up? It might be some. It's heavy. It's a car jack. It's a car jack. Oh, it's got a little crab in it too. Right here. Is that a blue crab? See it? Oh. It's got other. Is this a blue crab? That's not a blue crab. Yeah. What's that? You know what that kind of looks like? It kind of looks like a toadfish. I mean, it's not, but... Yeah. Alright.
This is hard work. It's hard on your back. It's hard on your arms. The tongs are 14 feet long with a large piece of metal attached to the end. And you're filling the tongs with rocks, oysters, mud. It's heavy. This is a lot of work. This is tough.
Yes, exactly. You definitely get a new appreciation while you're eating the oysters of the work that goes into them. And
What kind of oysters are these?
I mean, these are just bay oysters. Although the oysters out of this river, they're not as, they don't have the salt levels that they have out in the bay. Since we're up on the Potomac River, we're off the bay, where this is more of a brackish water. So you will find that these are much milder. We actually tend to use these more for steaming or cooking, or I mean, you can eat them raw. They're great raw, but they're also great for steaming and frying.
Here's another regulation. The oysters that go into the basket have to be broken apart. And Dan says many watermen will break the smaller ones apart before placing them back on their beds. This allows the oyster to grow faster and bigger. When they're clustered together, they don't grow evenly. Hey, it's February. It's cold, I'm wet, but I have to say, I am loving this.
I love it. It's as I am very eager to see October 1st show up. I take the day off from work if it happens to be during the week, just so I can get out in the river and start oystering. I just, if and when I do retire, my plan is to spend a lot more time out here.
But my time out here was just about up. In around an hour, we harvested about 200 oysters, which is our limit. But the day wasn't over. We just caught a lot of food, and I'm hungry. After a quick cleaning, we dropped about 25 of the oysters and boiled some water.
What are we drinking?
We're having classic Kentucky bourbon, some Angel's Envy. So.
You like to have bourbon with your steamed oysters?
Oh, I enjoy bourbon with my steamed oysters.
In between drinks, Dan whipped up his special oyster recipe. He would only tell me it's vinegar-based with ketchup and onions. He then asked that I turn off my camera. I mean, a chef has to protect a secret recipe. The oysters took about 15 minutes or so to steam. Once they begin to open, they're ready. And this dip did not disappoint.
It's perfect. Yeah, it's delicious.
Chesapeake Bay oysters cost around $1.50 a piece at a grocery store. State regulations allow each waterman 100 oysters per day, meaning the 200 oysters we harvested would have cost $300 to buy. Now, you can't make money doing this. It's illegal for a recreational waterman to sell oysters. But this is a hobby similar to crabbing that can certainly save you a lot of money if you know how to do it.
I appreciate it. Thank you for taking me out. I understand why this is something that is addictive for you. It's a workout. You're saving money.
Sure.
Oysters are expensive.
Right.
And you're out on the water in February and just enjoying the weather. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Glad to have you.
I'm Chris Pabst, and this is Hidden Limits Outdoors.